All right, so that brings us to the last topic of the day, which is week 15. No, week 16, right? Week was it 17 weeks, 16 games. So week 16, we got the Tennessee Titans, formerly of the Houston Oilers. Did you know that? Do you remember when they were the Houston Oilers? The Tennessee Titans, man, they are going to be coming into Lambeau, bringing now the number one offense in the league. Did you know that? That was actually, I saw that today. They've overtaken the Packers by like less than a point, though. It's like the Packers are 31.6 or 31.2, and the Titans are 31.9 or something. So it's like less than a point. But statistically, the Tennessee Titans now boast the number one offense in football. Okay? The defense still leaves a little bit to be desired. I feel like they're kind of like the AFC version of the Packers, honestly. When you really look at these teams, I feel like the Titans are the AFC version of the Packers, but instead of having like the all-pro MVP quarterback, they've got the all-pro MVP running back. You know, it's like they switch, and like Aaron Jones and Tannehill are kind of like on the same level. You know what I mean? Yeah. But the Titans, man, they can put up points. Corey Davis, AJ Brown, studs. We all know. Henry, he's a monster. He is a.
I know, but we all know that the Packers are good at home. Like, they're one of only 3 teams this whole season to not allow a team to score 30 points or more at Lambeau.
Hey, maybe you should be AKA Sav on Sports, AKA Sav on Stats. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got the stats, and that's a good stat. I did not know that. So already that's one in the favor of the Packers. They not. I don't care what they're averaging 31 points. They're not going to score more than 30. So shit, the Packers, as long as the Packers can score 31. But look, I mean, what are your initial feelings about this game?
That we have a phenomenal offense and they have a 27th ranked defense, and they have a phenomenal offense and we have the 8th ranked defense. So if we can keep up with those numbers and stats,
more stats,
win. Like obviously I know that Derrick Henry is a monster and I'm definitely terrified of him. But if our defense plays like they did last week, and I think this game is a very winnable game. Yeah. Like, obviously, there's no stopping Henry. Like, he's probably going to have 100 rush yards or more.
Oh, yeah.
I'm still worried that he's going to run all over us, just like Dalvin Cook did, when he played the Vikings the second time. But just in general,
I know. That was so.
He can run all over us, just don't score any points.
Right. Exactly. don't let him score. You know what I'm saying?
Right, 200 rush yards, 0 touchdowns.
Okay, I'll take that. I'll take that.
Bend don't break mentality. Let him rush for 30 yards every time you're on the field, and then just stop him and make him punt or make him get a field goal.
Or hey, you know what I'm saying? Get that ball out. Get that ball out, or like you said, maybe. Who knows? Maybe the Packers will surprise us and have because if they get into the end zone, they're gonna go to Henry at least one of those couple times. Maybe the Packers will surprise us and have the goal line stand of the ages and keep Derrick Henry out of the end zone 4 times. I mean, that would be so amazing.
That would be really great.
Because to me,
and we know that Corey Davis and AJ Brown are threats, and that's the thing is they can do it in the air and they can also do it on the ground. And so that's what it's gonna be hard to cover. And
Tannehill can run. He had 3 rushing touchdowns or 2 rushing touchdowns this last game. I want to say it was either 2 or 3. I had him on my fantasy football league. Tannehill has been a godsend for me. I drafted him in the last couple rounds. Do you play fantasy football?
I do, yeah.
Are you doing good this year, or what does your team look like this year?
Well, only 4 people made the playoffs, and I was 5th.
Oh.
So, but I mean, I wasn't bad. I think I went 8-5.
Okay, yeah. My team, I didn't start Calvin Ridley the first 3 weeks, stupidly. So if I would have, though, I think I would have been in the championship round. But this weekend, of all the people playing, and we have a little consolation round or whatever, I had the most points.
Yeah.
I had the most
Oh,
points
really?
this week, and so if I was in the championship, I'd be going on to the finals. But I'm not. But anyways, yeah, I'm really. I mean, my initial thoughts on the game is, yeah, I'm worried. While I think that this offense can put up points, and kind of run with almost anybody, I'm concerned about what just happened this past week. I am concerned about
Yeah.
I know that they're really really good, but for some reason they have stretches where they just come out flat and they don't do
Right.
anything. And like I said, we've seen that really 3 times now. The Tampa Bay game was just like a wash all the way through. The Indianapolis
Yeah.
game,
So the first quarter was great, and then everything else,
yeah.
I was like, okay.
And it's like, but the Indianapolis game was like, man, y'all scored 28 points in the first quarter against then at the time the best defense in the league, at least the number one scoring defense in the league, and then you didn't do jack in the second half, except for a field goal, and then you have again. I mean, Carolina's not even as good as Indy was, and Tennessee's better than Carolina on defense. So it's like, and Indy has Tennessee. I'm saying all these teams. Tennessee, they have some pieces. They have like some guys on defense that can be disruptive, that can make plays. Like they're not just bereft of talent. Like they have guys on that defense that can make plays who are some of the better guys in the league. And then and that's another thing I'm worried about, is because they can run the ball so well. If the Packers, look, to me, 150 yards is a success. Like if with this defense, if they can just hold Henry to like 150 and a touchdown, I will consider that a successful day against Derrick Henry. Like
That's so sad.
that if they just said right now, I'll give you all he will have is 150 and one score, I would say, okay, I'll take my chances. With
Right.
I like that. I'll take my chances because he can have 70 and a touchdown on one, and that means really the last 70 is like spread out through the rest of the game, and they did a good job. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
so
True.
it's like, I'll take that, but then you still have to couple that with Tannehill, who can run. And like I said, those two receivers who are tall and physical, and while Jair Alexander can shut one of them down, I don't know about Kevin King. I'm not sure about King, man. And so my initial thing,
And like, who do you put on who? Do you put King on Davis because they're both bigger?
yeah,
Or do you put the better
defender on the better?
Like,
I mean,
and I don't want to say that Davis is better than Brown, but Davis has been producing more than Brown recently.
Yeah.
So it's like, who do you put on who?
I think it really, I think it could come down to like just, I'm a proponent of like, put your best guy on their best guy. Like, maybe he's like a little bit smaller or whatever the case is, but like he's your best guy. So they should go on your best guy. But I also think it's going to have to like factor in is like when they're in running formations, like I want Jair on that side. Like if there's an obvious side that they could be running to, even though, I mean, I don't think that Jair, and someone tweeted this earlier today, even though I don't think any of our, defensive backs really stand a chance on tackling this dude one-on-one. If I had to pick one, it would be Jair Alexander. You know what I'm saying? I don't want the other guys trying to tackle Henry. Like, I mean, if it has to be one guy, I feel like Jair's quick enough to maybe get in there, and he's really great at getting at those legs, getting at those ankles, getting at those, like, shins, and, like, kind of knocking a dude down or, like, dragging a dude down. So I think that could come into factor too. Like Jair might travel, and to make sure he's always on the side where Henry could run to. They're gonna have to get pressure on Tannehill, and they're gonna need their biggest, nastiest guys up front. So I want to see Kiki honestly get some more playtime this week. Think we're gonna see a lot of that package where you have Zadarius and Gary and Preston all on the field. And then Kiki, and hopefully Martin and Barnes.
That's what I was going to say. I really feel like, obviously, we haven't seen like a big enough sample size for them for us to be like, oh, they're the best players, you need to play them every snap, all this stuff. But like, this is going to be a huge test for them. Like, if they've only been playing about 30% of like the snaps.
Yeah.
In reality, I feel like they should be playing like at least
50.
like 50 to 55.
Yeah.
Yeah, just because I think that the place that they're in, like they've been making good stops. They've been doing good stands. Like they have like that talent. They show that burst of like energy that like our team really needs. I really think that if they ever try to run Henry up the A gap, they will be the people to stop him.
Yeah.
I think they need to be. I think if they see something like that, then they need to put them in.
Yeah.
And if you know what, if you miss it, then you know what, you take him out and you give him a break and you talk to him and then you put him back in.
Put him back in,
like,
yeah.
People are gonna miss tackles on Henry. They could literally be wrapped around him and he'd still be like, "Don't touch me, get off of me! Like you're not gonna tackle me."
Yeah.
But that happens with everybody. So it's just like
everybody.
I really do think that it's gonna be possible that they're gonna be the people that help stop Henry from getting 350 yards and 3 touchdowns.
and look, yeah, I mean, and look, and I'm gonna say this like kind of facetiously, but like seriously, if he does have a big day, then I just want him to just break the record. like if you're gonna like, don't stop at like 270. Like just get what 300 and just, or was it the record is 296? I think Adrian Peterson set his rookie year. Get 290
like rushing yards per game
in a game. Yeah, Adrian Peterson has the record for 296 yards in a single game, and it's like if he has a huge day, then yeah, fuck it, just have the day and just break the record. But I mean, I agree with you. Barnes and Martin definitely need more playing time. I'll say this, like Martin, he was looking great all camp. Then he got injured right before the start of the season. And then he misses all like 6 weeks or some craziness. And like then he's a rookie. He didn't have off-season training camp. He didn't have rookie OTAs. So he's really learning, like he's really in training camp right now. You know what I'm saying? Like the mistakes he's making and trying to learn on the fly. Like this is his training camp. So I think,
right.
But when you turn on the tape, there are like 3 or 4 times every single game where Kamal Martin is in the backfield. Like in some, like last week, he missed. Like I think it was like one of the very first few plays of the game that Carolina had. Kamal Martin shot into the backfield and he would have had like a tackle for like loss for like 5 or 7 yards, but he whiffed on the guy like just by this much. But then later on in the game, he was able to bring him down for like a 3 or 4 yard loss. So that kid is fast. He's explosive. He's instinctive. And he is always 3 or 4 times a game. He is in the backfield, either missing the tackle or making the tackle. But at least he's in the backfield, which is more than I can say for Kirksey and Blake and some of the other guys. So I feel like the only way for him to learn how to like break down and how to like it's a different speed in the NFL, and like to learn how he wants to, I guess, maybe work in unison with his big uglies up front, you know, the big guys in the front. Like I think the only way he can get better is if it's to play. And yeah, he might make some mistakes, but I feel like they just gotta live with that, because I mean it's worse when Kirksey makes the mistake, because he's supposed to be the 6-year veteran and he's still making the mistake,
right.
And he's just not athletic enough. I don't think he fully recovered from his injury last season. And so it's like, I just rather, if a mistake is going to be made, I'd rather it be made at 110 miles per hour and let the rookie make it, and so he can learn. Do you want to give a prediction for the game, or an outcome, or a bold prediction, or somebody to watch, or you want to, what are your final thoughts on the game this Sunday night?
So
everyone's watching.
So the Packers are averaging 31 points a game, and the Titans are averaging 31.1.
Yeah, like as I said, it's barely not even a point.
But like I said, the Packers are one of only 3 teams to not allow 30 points or more to be scored at home this season. And this is their last home game, and it's in December. Rodgers' month is literally December. Like, this is like who he is. He plays great at home. Like, so I really do think that the Packers are going to play a really great game. It's just like literally it hurts me, but I think the Titans are going to win. It does hurt. It does hurt me.
So you are predicting the Titans to win.
Yeah. I think it's going to be a close game. I think it's going to be 28-24.
Oh, wow. 28. Wow, 24.
I really do think our offense can run over that defense, but it's really going to be our defense being able to stop Corey Davis, A.J. Brown, Ryan Tannehill, like Derrick Henry. Like, it's so many things that they have to worry about all at once that they might be able to contain him for the first half, but I don't know how the second half is going to go. Like, we could be up like 21-10, and then I literally could feel like we could lose like 20-24. You know, just because their offense can turn a click, like turn a switch, and flip a switch at literally any point in time, and Derrick Henry could rush for 100 yards in 2 drives, and it could be over.
It's fucking one play. You can have a 100-yard. You can have a 100-yard run.
99-yard run twice. So it's
shit.
literally a thing.
I'm gonna say the Packers win. I don't know how the hell they're gonna win, and the reason. I mean, I think I do know how they're gonna win. I think they have to kind of use some of that medicine against the Titans. Like I said, run the ball, rely on play action, okay, and. Not only that, but on defense, like you said, I mean, they gotta pick their poison, and we fucking know that Pettine just loves to let teams run all over him. But it's like, dude, you have to say to yourself, this week is the week where I am going to commit to stopping the run, and live and die with your guys on the outside. Like, I feel like at least that way. Even if Corey Davis and Brown have like a big day, or one of them have a big day, or like not like huge days, but like, you know, they still catch their touchdowns or whatever, you know, like maybe, you know, it becomes a shootout. Like I said, these are the two highest scoring teams in the league, but I don't think you have a opportunity at a shootout if you let Derrick Henry eat that clock up, and if you let him just. I'm hoping and praying that Pettine just commits to it. These guys play their fucking asses off for the, you know, and have their best game on the day that they need to have their best game of the season. They, you know, they're on a little winning streak. The defense has been playing good, and this is going to be a test. This is going to be their biggest test, and I'm going to say they're going to need to get turnovers. They're going to have to get like maybe 2 turnovers, maybe 1 return for a touchdown. You know, they're gonna have to get extra possessions. They're gonna
You know what film that they should watch? If they're really trying to like watch how to hold off the Titans, then like you need to watch them losing to the Browns, because honestly that game was so good on the Browns end.
I think that was the game where he had less than.
Derrick Henry only had like 60 yards, but he had 15 carries. Like he only averaged 4 yards a carry. Like if you can do that, and then you know what I'm saying? Like it's really just you have to figure out how to slow him down.
What was the final score of that game? Do you have the final score of that game?
No. Hold on. Versus Titans. 41-35.
Oh, see, it was still a shootout, even with Henry not having a big day. See, and I'm thinking maybe that's how the Packers are going to have to win this one, man. I'm thinking they're going to have to put all of their effort into containing Henry. Maybe not 60 yards, but like I said, even if he's got 100 or 120 or 150, but like you said, no scores. And it's like, okay, now you have an opportunity. Then you get a couple of turnovers. Now you have an opportunity to get some extra possessions. You take the ball away out of their hands. You kill some of their possessions. And I'm thinking it might be similar to this game. And I'm going to take the Packers 28 to like, I don't know, 35. Is that a possible score? 35?
So like the Packers score 35 and the Titans score 28?
Yeah.
I mean, I can see it happening, Liz. I can see it being possible that the Packers winning. Like I said, this is a winnable game. It's not like it's like, well, shit, Derrick Henry, like, it's over, like, we're going to lose, all this stuff. But just in general, like, I can also see us, like, just letting him loose and him running for 200 yards and 3 scores. Like, I can literally see it happening.
No, but we got it.
And A.J. Brown and Corey Davis aren't even going to have to be a factor in the game. You know, like I can see it literally going either way.
But if they can't win this one, to me, it says that they're not really ready. They're not ready
Right.
to take on the better teams in the NFL, and maybe even they are in the NFC. They're damn sure not ready for the AFC, because I mean I think the AFC is a stronger conference this year, and it's like you got to beat the best if you want to be the best, and you know. I'm not
Right.
I need them to show me that they mean business and that they can play championship caliber football all 4 quarters, all 3 phases. That's it for the show. I think this was aside from the technical difficulties, I think overall this was a pretty good show. It was a success. I mean, how do you feel about the show?
Yeah, I can agree. I mean, technical difficulties happen all the time, so
Yeah.
it's fine. We got through it.
Even the pros, even on the big cable networks, you know, they're billion-dollar companies. They have technical difficulties. So of course, you know, 2 people shooting out of their houses in the middle of a pandemic, you know, we can have a
Right.
couple of technical difficulties. We got a couple mulligans in there. All right, man. It's your boy Godchild, first of his name, the host of the What's Packing Sports Show. I really enjoyed it, and I appreciate everybody who stopped by. My man, Gets Don't Talk Sports. There were a couple other people kind of lurking in the chat in the room. That's what they call it. They lurk. They don't really say nothing. They don't type anything. They just watch, and that's cool. You need the lurkers. You need the watchers.
Yeah.
So until the next show, this has been What's Packing. Go Pack Go, and remember, the Bears still suck.